Hello, my name is Dincient, and welcome to one of two new series that I've decided to take on. This one is going to be purely vanilla with two exceptions. Those exceptions being 81 tiles and precision engineering. To me, those don't really remove the vanilla-esque style that I'm going for because they don't really game break anything. The only difference is I have all the land and I just have a little visual cues on when I'm building roads and stuff like that. So to me, it's still pretty much vanilla. But anyways, I have gone for the map Winfield, just going with the theme of vanilla. The other thing is all the DLCs that are out right now is pretty much everything up to Park Life, I think they call it now. I have every single DLC. The only things I have not bought are the music packs, so we will get to use all of the good bells and whistles of the game, and I will explain everything to my greatest ability. I do have over 2,000 hours total in this game, so I do think that if you are new to this game, you can probably still get something out of this, even if you're kind of a intermediate player. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that you could probably get some out of this too. I did go ahead and unlock the entire map. We may never fill the whole map, but there is that possibility that may happen. It just depends on how long this series lasts and how much interest there is in it. I do want to kind of expand naturally ish. This highway right here, this interchange will have to change. Actually, most of these interchanges will change at some point or another. I do not like these at all. The style's fine, but they're just not me. I kind of like the bigger, more realistic ramps, not like a freaking roller coaster. I mean, look at that. That's nuts. No. We're gonna have something more realistic. I am heavily against clover leaves, so we will not be using this one either. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on our city. We're gonna go ahead and pause the game. Now, for our first lesson or tip or whatever you want to call this, a lot of people say you have to build a road like that to get all the roads unlocked. That is kind of true, kind of not true. Well, it is true, but a lot of people will build a tiny segment and then delete it, and then they lose a little bit of money for doing that. But what I do is just because most people want the one way, right here, the one way road. That's all they do it for. So why do that when you can just do that and it gets unlocked and then upgrade it to the 2-lane one way without losing any money? Actually, the audio is quite loud, so I'm going to go ahead and adjust that. I will be right back in just a second. Alright, sorry about that. We have fixed the audio issue. So yeah, that is all you need to do. You don't need to actually build a road and lose money over it. I understand it's not a big deal at all, but you don't need to do it. I guess. You can just do that, and it's fine. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to create an exit off of this highway. And just looking at the map, if I extend the highway down here, I don't really see a point to do that, because sure, there will be probably a lot of people down here, but why run a highway down there? Because it's gonna have to go somewhere. The only way, or really route I kind of can see, it'd be kind of squeezing it in anyways, is, cross the river and then come through this valley and then connect up over here. I don't really like that idea. So what we're going to do, we're going to just basically end the highway here. And there's tons of ways you can do this. Some ways are good, some ways are bad. I'm going to go ahead and explain my way. So what you do is you just take one of these, doesn't matter which one, and just branch it off like that, okay? And then take the other one. Doesn't really matter the length at all. Just make it kind of, I guess like that. That's fine. And then take your avenue. What's this? So take your avenue. We'll do something like that. Alright, now let me explain why I do this. It's another tip for you guys. 2 in 1 episode. Alright, so these are your people coming in. They get a stoplight. And I understand with mass transit, you can turn off stoplights, and this kind of annuls it, I guess you could say. Because when you come over here, when you have a one-way leaving an avenue, it doesn't create a stoplight intersection. It's just a normal intersection. So these two have right-of-way. It's just, yielding to turn across traffic. Alright, hopefully we don't have any more interruptions, but I believe I pretty much covered this highway exit and ending transition thing. These are just one of many ways you can end the highway. If you actually are having trouble deciding on which one to use, I do have a video detailing a few different highway exits. It didn't go into too much detail, but I detail 3 different highway exits that I personally recommend. They're pretty good. But anyway, let's get going on our city. We will need power to start with, and a lot of people, kind of, you really only have 2 choices at the beginning, coal or wind. I typically go for wind. Not really sure why I do it. It's just something I've always done, so I've kind of always stuck to it. Water, I do go with the water tower. It saves you a little bit more money in the long run. You can go for the pumping station, but it's not really needed in the beginning. Actually, for quite a while, you won't need it. Eventually, you will need to get another water tower, but it's no big deal. They're cheap. They do half as much as the pumping station. Actually, they're not cheap. Don't know why I've always done that. You can disregard everything I just said. So basically, the water tower just gives you more freedom. If you don't have water close by, or if it's contaminated, use the water tower. I've never really looked at price, because a lot of my builds actually don't involve money. I just go for aesthetics. I think the water tower looks nice. Pumping station, it's kind of ugly. Sucking water in out of the river. I don't know. Just ugly to me, and I usually like put my first water tower right there. Alright, so let's get our power going. Which I think we're going to use this spot. We're going to build 2. So let's go ahead and connect the water pump, or the sewage pump. And how are we going to do this? I want this to be my main downtown area, so I don't want one main road going down there. There's going to be quite a few different ones, and actually I may have kind of a slip road down along the bank of this river. So what we can do, we can extend this road and kind of cut out that way. And I think that's all the building we're going to do for that for now. You know, actually, I kind of want a road going in this direction too. So I think I may just go with this. Yeah, let's go that way. And this city will be mainly high density in the long run, because we are going for a high population city. So we will have the traffic issues eventually, and we will have to figure those out and decide on how we're going to fix them and when that time comes. But let's not focus on that for now. Let's just get this first episode done, and we'll worry about that later. So a lot of this will be kind of gritty, but I mean, we're gonna break up the monotony and build some cool stuff as well. So do not worry if you don't like grid cities. It won't be full on grid. There will be some other non-gritty stuff. Trying to think. Get rid of that. Run something like that, and it somehow works. Cool. Alright, so there's our connection, or our first connection, our first like block of possible housing. So we're gonna actually, to make sure we have enough money, we don't go bankrupt, we're gonna connect all these pipes up. Another quirky thing I do, it's kind of weird, I build all my pipes along the roads. Kind of weird, but I mean, I'm the one playing, so you can't complain. Alright. Now we need power to go to the water tower. So let's put that guy here. Alright, so we've got that going, and now we need to get our power to the residential area. And I think that'll be good for now. Zone the first guys in, get them in here, and then we'll just zone like crazy. Actually, don't. Alright, so when I build residential, I don't like to connect it to the main road. As you see, I leave one square or cell between the road, the main road, and these side streets, so they can't, you know, build like this house couldn't be facing this road. Just keep them off of there. And when I have the money later in the game, you'll see I like to build kind of realistic neighborhoods. So these that you're seeing, they're not really too realistic, at least where I live. They're not too realistic, but actually, you know, I didn't even build a... Oh, I'm dumb. I didn't build a industry area. Let's do that before we run out of money. We're gonna run to about there, and then eventually we'll have a roundabout, and then yeah. So let's just connect the pipe like that, and we're not gonna worry about what it looks like. It'll be gone anyways, or reworked, I guess. I got kind of sidetracked there for a second, but I think I was talking about how I build my neighborhoods. So where I live, it's kind of gritty to a point. So what they do here is they build kind of like 1 mile square blocks. Like when you're not in the heart of the city, they're either a half mile or a mile square blocks. And then within those blocks, you'll have neighborhoods with like twisty, turny roads and stuff like that. And I think I want to do some stuff like that in this city. I kind of want to make the city realistic-ish. Of course, we won't get full-on realistic because I don't have the mods that I need to do that kind of stuff. I love building realistic, but this is not really the series for you if you're looking for detail and all that stuff. That will come on the future series that I have planned for you guys, which should be released I don't know, within a week of this one, hopefully. That one is actually being built on a map that I found on a Discord server. Some guy was working on it, and I requested that he release it to the workshop, and he did it for me. I believe he's doing his own series on it right now too. I might have to look into that and see what his is going to look like, and, you know, kind of compare to what my plan is on it. But, you know, all that stuff will come in time. So let's just keep on trucking here. I'm really just waiting on 480 to hit 480. Should be good. There we go. All right, so now we have our first services buildings that we can get in here. So let's go ahead and get our garbage collection. So I don't like relocating things like this, so we're gonna go ahead and do it immediately. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build that. Look at that. The luck. Let's see if I can get it a little bit better though. Yeah. Alright, so this, again, I think I told you guys this earlier, but I'm going to build like a kind of a slip road down here, which is basically a tiny highway. It'll follow the riverbank. If it doesn't fit under here, then we'll just have to lower the terrain in that area and force it to work. We'll probably have to flatten it out anyways, so it won't look all, janky and stuff. So that's not going to be too big of an issue. But this is basically going to be for our garbage collection, be across the river. Let's see how I want to do this. So what if we have just a small road along this bank like that? And have, for now, a recycling center. I think that'll be fine. And just to make it kind of interesting, we're gonna go underneath the bridge. Thing. Like that. And then something like that, but we're gonna continue this in this direction. It's just gonna be kind of a, I don't like the look of that, so we're gonna move it away a tiny bit. It's a little better. Make it even better. What we can do is go do something like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know, just something, different. Instead of just the typical grid linking up this. But yeah, I think this is going to follow the riverbank on this side too. That'd be kind of cool. Alright, so we have no money. And that is not connected to... Let time go by, because I know we don't have the money. Yeah, we're about half short. Alright, well, we have no money, so I think this is a good time to end the episode. Let's just go ahead and review on what we've done today. I have gone pretty much on an overview of what the city's going to be. I gave you guys a little bit of insight on what I'm going to do, especially with the riverbank. And, we're going for a big city, so I'm going to give you guys as many tips and tricks as I possibly can throughout this process. I think this is going to be fun for both of us, and I really hope you guys keep on coming back and asking for more. I really enjoy making videos, just haven't done this in a long time, so excuse me if this wasn't the most professional, planned out video in the world, but I'm trying. Just haven't done this in a long time, so bear with me, please, and hopefully you guys enjoy yourselves here. And once again, my name is Dincient. Bye for now.